Dear students, welcome to the Department of Electronics 4th Sem class. This is your class 17 in unit 3. So in the last class what you studied? You studied in the last class LC ladder and one example. Today's class we are going to study the switch statement. So first thing is why you have to study the switch statement. Actually, in the LC ladder, what you have seen and in the nested if else, we have more conditions are there. When we are using the more conditions in the LC ladder, what happens? It is very difficult to maintain that program. Okay, difficult to maintain that program, and debugging is also very difficult. So to avoid that, what happens? We are using the switching statement. What do you mean by the debugging? Debugging means finding the errors, and correcting the errors is very difficult if the program is having more statements. Okay, so when you are, so these all the problems can be overcome in the switch statement. Okay, now let us begin the session with the switch statement. First, let us study what are the rules for that switch statement. Afterwards, you are going to study the syntax, and next we are going to study the one example for the switch statement. What are the rules you have to remember when you are using the switch statement? Rules is nothing but what? Here in the switch statement we are using the expression. That expression must be always integral type. And next we are using the some case labels in that. That case labels must be constants, are the constant expressions and unique. There can be one default statement and it is optional, usually at the end. It is permitted to nest the switch statement also. Okay, when you studied the syntax now, afterwards once again you revise this rules, then it is very easy for you. So first let us remind what is the rules for this one. Means in the switch statement we are using the expression. That expression must be of the integral type, and we are using the case labels, and that must be constants are the constant expressions, and if they are the unique is nothing but what? You cannot repeat the labels for the different cases. There may be one default statement and it is optional, usually at the end. That means usually in the switch statement at the end we are using the default statement. It is optional. That means depends on the application. If the application needed that optional statement, we have to use. If you want, you can omit that one. It is also permit the nest switch statements. What is the meaning of nest? We have studied the nested if else. What is nested if else? One if statement present in the another if statement, then it is called a nested if statement. In the same way, in one switch statement, if you are taking the another switch, then it is called a nested switch statements. That is also permitted. Now let us move to the next slide. What is this? All of you are know. This is a flow chart for the switch statement. So here what happens? It is begin with this switch expression. Okay, here you are going to write the switch expression. Depends on this expression, your blocks are going to execute it. Okay, first we are writing the switch and the expression. If this depends on this expression, these blocks are going to execute it. And here we are not having the any true or the false. Here what happens, if this expression is equal to the case 1 expression, then this block 1 is going to execute it. Okay. If this expression is equal to this case 1, then it is going to execute the block 1. After executing this block 1, your control goes to the next statement. That means it is not going to check or execute the next case statements available in the switch statement, and default statement is also not executed. Okay. So in the same way, what happens, any number of cases you can write here. Finally, one default statement is there. But here what happens in the nested if else or some if else ladder, what happens if the condition is true, condition is false, it is going to check. Depends on the true and false, it is going to execute a set of statements, that is block of statements. Here what happens in the switch expression, you are writing no, directly it goes to that case. That means here I will tell in the example, if this expression directly can be equal to the case 1, case 2 or case 3, any number of cases you can write here. If directly it goes to, if the case 2, that is block 2 is going to execute it. If this expression is equal to this case, then this block 2 is going to execute it, and directly control goes to the statement X. And you think that this switch statement, this is not equal to any, that means not equal to any cases, then what happens, it is going to execute the default statement. That is why usually what we are telling, we have to write the default statement at the end. If all the cases are false, then it is going to execute the default statement. And once again, what happens after executing this default statement, statement X is going to execute it. The control is go to the statement X. Let us see the syntax so that the switch statement is clear for you. Now let us study the syntax. So the syntax begin with the keyword switch, and afterwards you are going to write the expression. Remember that there is no semicolon here. Opening brace, case and a constant one. Afterwards what happens, you are going to write the statement and the break. How you are going to come out from this case means using the break keyword. Here break, case and switch are the keywords. So after this what happens, we are going to write the second case. Second case is also the same thing. Similarly, third, in this way you can write any number of cases. And next is the default. Default is also a keyword. Afterwards we are going to write the default statements, and finally end of the switch statement. Okay, let us see the working. Switch is a keyword, opening brace. Here you are writing the expression. If this expression equals constant 1, then what happens? The case 1 statements are going to execute it. Here you can write any number of statements. And there is no opening brace and the closing brace are there, as we have written in the if-else statement and nested if-else statement. That is one main advantage here. But in the if-else, nested if-else, what happens? If you want to write more than one statement, you should write the opening brace and end of the brace. Okay. But in the switch statement, it is not necessary when you are writing the case statements. And after executing this, what happens? It is going to break. Break is a keyword. Case is a keyword. Switch is a keyword. So it breaks and your controls directly goes to the next statement which is available after the opening brace here. Okay. So similarly you can write the case constant to constant 3. So let us see if this expression is equal to this constant 3. So one point you have to remember, your control directly goes to that case. It is not going to check 1, 2 and 3. If your expression is equal to 3, directly if you have written the 3, always what happen, it is control goes to this case 3 and executes the statements available here, and it is going to break the switch statement. From where it breaks, it breaks the switch statement. It breaks the switch statements, and where your control goes to this next statement available after the end brace of the switch statement. So fine, what I told, similarly any number of statements you can write here. So why I have put this means that it is a continuation. In the notebook you write the continuation. Here it is not possible, no. So just I have taken here. In the notebook try to write the continuously. And next one, you think that whatever you have written this expression, this is not equal to any cases. Then what happens? It should go to the default statements available in your program. Okay, default is also a keyword. Always you have to write another one point, you have to write case, and whatever you are writing now here, afterwards you have to write the colon, it is correct, colon. And after the default also you have to write the colon, and next you write the default statements. So we have already learned the rules now. So what they have learned, expression should be the integers, and you can use the default statement if that optional. Optional is nothing but what depends on the application. If the applications need it, application is nothing but what for which we are writing the programs. No, if it is needed, you write it. Otherwise, you can leave it. Okay, now let us move to write a one simple example. So next what happens, your switch statement, all the doubts will be cleared in that program. Just you see once again, switch expression, opening brace, it is very important. Okay, in this you can easily write the program for many conditions. Okay, finally we are going to write. Okay, let us write a one simple program. Which program I am selected means here I want to write a program for addition, subtraction, multiplication and division using the switch statement. Okay, you all of you know how to write the program, but using the switch statement, and in only one program we are able to write the program. So it depends on the selection, it is going to add, subtract, multiply and division. Let us begin the program with the main. So before that, what you have to write? You have to write the include files in your notebook. And as usual, opening brace. First, declaration part. What are the things I have required? Here I am writing the program for two numbers, two integer numbers. So what I should do? I have to declare the two variables, and to store the result also I have to declare the variables. Okay. So as usual, I have written int a comma b comma. I want to store the result in res variable. Anything you can take, and I have taken the choice also. This is for the switch statement. Always the choice should be integer, then it is better. If you want, you can take the expression also instead of choice. So here when I have taken the choice means it's, so what is my aim is I want to write the program means when anybody selects 1, it is going to add the number. if selects 2, then it is going to subtract 3 multiplication, 4 division. Like that I am going to write the program. If we want means the same thing we can print here by using the printf statement. Okay, but presently I am not interested. So here I have not written that. Just for your understanding, I am telling that here I am using, if you press 1, then it is going to add the program. If you press 2, then it is going to subtract the program. If you press 3, then it is going to multiply the program. And if you press 4, then it is going to divide the program. Okay, let us write the program for this one. So now what happens next, after this I have to read the values of A and B using the scanf statement. After reading this value, always you have to read the choice first. Okay, after the choice only you have to write the switch statement. After the choice, let us begin the switch statement. Here for your reference, I have taken the syntax here. So using this syntax, we are going to write the switch statement for this program. Okay, so first what I should write? I should begin with the switch statement. If you want, before coming this, you try to write that. You pause the video, try to write. Afterwards, you verify. Is it correct or wrong? So here begin with the switch, and the switch is a keyword. You should write here. Instead of expression, what I have taken? Choice. Always what choice is, why I have taken the choice means here I have declared this as a choice. So that is why I have taken the choice. If you want, you can take only C also. And whatever the other things if you want, you can take, but that should be of the type integer. And which variable you have declared here, no, the same thing you have to read here. That is also very important. Okay, I already told you that. So my choices are 1 to 4. So that is why I have taken as, it is very easy to remember. So that is why I have taken as choice. So which you have declared here, no, that you have to take here. Okay, if you have declared here C, if you have taken here choice, then it is very difficult. All should be same. Okay, so now I have written switch and the choice. Next, what I should written? What I should write? Opening brace. Okay. Next, this first case statement I am going to write. Instead of this constant 1, what I am taking means only 1. Because constant 1 is a syntax. You can take anything here. Okay, if you want, you can take the character also. So another one thing is here instead of integer, you can take char C. Then you have to read that as a percentage C and C. And here you take the C, and here instead of writing this 1, I am going to write as A, and for the subtraction yes, like that also you can take. Okay, but presently what I am taking, I am taking the integer, that is case 1. Okay, choices can be of the type integer or the character. Here I am taken the 1. Okay, and next what you have to write? The statements. Which statement I should write? So what I have decided, if I press 1, it should add the 2 values. So that is why I have written as res is equal to a plus b, and after doing the addition, it should break and goes to the next statement after the switch statement. Correct? Because I am usually what happens, it is usually means it is going to execute only one case at a time. At a time, the switch statement is going to execute one at a time. And next, what is your case 2? Case 2 is nothing but I want to subtract. Okay, actually because of the space I want to show in only one slide, so I have not written in the next line. If you, for the good practice, we have to write in the next line. RAS is equal to A plus B and the break. Okay, next is case 3 is for the multiplication, and similarly case 4 is for the division, and after it is very important that case and the break, and next is the choices. Here case and break are the keywords. Remember that case and the break are the keywords. These are the statements. This is what your constants. Okay. And another one point here, what I want to tell means, so if you want, you can, these are the statements. Okay, if you want, you can print the values here only. Presently, just only I have added and stored the value in the res variable. I have not printed. Okay, because I want to take in the after the switch statement. Okay, so after this, another one I want to write, that is a default. Default is also a keyword. So in the default, what I am writing means printf, try again, select between 1 to 5. That means what? If I have pressed the 5, then no cases are equal. Then actually it is exit from the switch statement. Only for the understanding purpose, I have written that try again, and I am just informing that select in between 1 to 4. Okay, and finally I am going to close the switch statement. And in here I am using the printf statement. Okay, just first and finally I have to close the program. I will tell you why I have taken, if you want, each and every statement should be written after this statement. And after printing also you can break the cases. But why I have written this means, first thing is I want to save writing and the memory. And next is here in the case statement, in the switch statement, what happens after executing this, whenever we are saying the break, our control directly goes to the next statement available here. No. So whatever may be the cases are executed, your cases comes and it here it executes. So that is why using the only printf is the good habit. But that too again depends on the applications. You are using which type of the applications is nothing but which type of the program we are writing. But you should remember that all the cases cannot be executed once. One case executed once. Okay. So here let us say, I will tell you how the program is executing by taking the pen. So here what happens, once again when I am taking int a comma b, what happens? We know that the three boxes is nothing but what? It is of 2 bytes of 3. Memory is reserved. One's his name is A, another name is B, another name is C. I will tell you fast. So you think that I have read A is equal to 2 and B is equal to 3. It is not C, it is RES. Okay. And one is for the choice also. The 2 bytes of memory is, I will take only the choice. Okay. So you think that A is equal to 2. So in the scanf A is equal to 2 and B is equal to 3. And what I want to multiply that to. So here I will put 3. Okay. So here your choice is equal to 3. Correct. And next switch choice. Choice is nothing but what? 3. Directly your control goes to this case 3. Executes this value. Executes this statement, res is equal to a into b, that is 2 into 3. Now res is equal to 6 and is going to break. It is not going to see any other cases and it is not going to execute the default also. Directly your control goes to the next statement available after this end of the brace, and it is going to print result is equal to percentage d. For this percentage d, what happens? What is the value of res? It is stored here. So your answer is equal to, result is equal to 6. Okay, when it is case 3. Similarly, another one I want to tell you. So you think that I have selected 5. Then what happens? Here 5 sees nothing is there, so it is going to print the answer as try again. Select in between 1 and 4. Okay, let us hope all the doubts are clear. Even though if you have any doubts means you can ask. So another one important point in the operators and the conditional is you can use the ternary operator. It is the only one it is the special operator which is available in this C. Usually this is not available in any other languages. Okay, ternary operator is usually this question mark and colon, they are called the ternary operator. If you want to use this small, always we have to use with a one expression, like expression we have to use. Okay, and that expression and here expression is nothing but expression you are going to write, and question mark expression 1 is to expression 3. I think I have explained this in while I am explaining the ternary operator. Here let us write a one simple program for this one so that it is clear. I want to write the greatest of two numbers. Okay, for that once again what happens, these are the basic things you have to write, and int a comma b comma result, read the two values using the scanf function. I have read that value, so this is called what, your ternary operator. So you have to write like this expression, you have to write result is equal to, for this I am going to take a is greater than b question mark a is to b. Here what happens, if this is true means A is the answer and the result is assigned here. If this is false means B is the answer and this B is assigned here. And printf the result. That means whatever may be the assigned value, no, it is printed here. Okay, let us take the one example. Let us take the simple, that is 2 and 3. What happens in the 2 and 3? So you have read that values. Now A is equal to 2 and b is equal to 3. 2 is greater than 3. Is the condition is true or false? 2 is greater than 3. Condition is false. When the condition is false means which value is assigned? B is assigned to this result. Okay. In the result it contains the 3. So when you are printing big number is, in the result which number is present? 3 is present. So it is going to print big number is 3. Like that in the computer the program executes. Okay, let us take the A is the big. Another one example, 12 is greater than 10. That means your A value is equal to 12 and B is equal to 10. Just you check, 12 is greater than 10. 12 is greater than 10. This the condition is true? Yes, the condition is true. If the condition is true means in the ternary operator A value is assigned in result. That means what is your A value? 12. Now the 12 is stored in the result. What is your answer? Big number is 12. Like that it is going to print. Okay, this is about the ternary operator. So another one statement is there, that is called a go to statement. Actually, this is a one unconditional branching statement. So that is why here I am telling. Okay, just you go through this. The details I will tell you in the next video. And the loop is there, no? Then I am going to explain you. Okay, please students, please go this video again for the better understanding. Okay, and for the safety purpose, please stay home, stay safe and stay healthy. Okay, meet in the next video. Try to write the different programs using switch statement.